Okay, so today we're going to be working on our value scales and learning about the element of art value. Start by putting your name at the top and your class period. So the first one that we're going to be learning about is blending. Okay, the next one that we'll be learning about is hatching. The third one is cross-hatching. And the last one is scribbling. Okay, so some important notes about these. So blending, you're going to be creating smooth tones. For hatching, it is lines that go one direction. Cross-hatching is lines that cross one another. And for the ones that I am doing stars by, you don't have to use a pencil. You could actually use a pen for those. But today we are just using pencil. But in the future, if you wanted to use pen, you could. All right, and scribbling is, or mechanical pencils work great for these two. And scribbling is controlled scribbles. Okay, underline the word controlled because they're not crazy. Okay. So for blending, we're going to start there. So I've got a little piece of paper towel that I've just cut off. You can use something called a blending stump, which looks like this, or you can use paper towel, works just fine. You can even blend with your finger, but paper towel would be a better choice. So to get started, there are different kinds of pencils. So each one of the pencils that we have has different uses. Like this is a 6B pencil. It says it out here on the edge. So 6B is our darkest pencil, and H is the lightest pencil. Okay, so all the pencils in between, HB, H, B, 2B, 4B, and then 6B. 6B is our darkest. All of these guys are mid-tone pencils. Today, if you have a number 2 pencil, which is an HB pencil, that is perfectly fine. That one will work out great. So, and you can really see the difference in the pencils though. So like this is an H pencil. See how light that is versus the one that I've been writing with, 6B. You can see how much darker it is, and I'm pressing the same. All right. So with either your number 2 or your HB pencil or a 6B pencil, if you've got one, over here in blending, we're going to do smooth tones first. So to do this, you want to start with a nice sharp pencil. There's sharpeners in the cans at your table. Sharpen into the can, please, not on the table. Then you're going to use the side of your pencil. So to do this, you'll put your pencil flat on the table. You'll pick it up like this. Okay, see? And then you've got the side of your pencil. I'm going to start in the black section. So using the side of my pencil, I'm going to do circles and ovals and blend this really dark. I'll rotate my paper as I need to so that I can stay inside the lines. Okay. Once you've got that as dark as you think you're going to be able to get it, then you can take your piece of paper towel and rub, or you can take your blending stump and rub. And really smooth that out. And you don't need to press hard. If you've done it dark enough, it should blend for you. All right. So your value scale works like this. It goes from white over here, all the way down to black, which is your darkest color, okay? And then everything in between here and here is known as midtones. So those are different shades of gray. All right, so to do your next one, I'm gonna hold my pencil the same way. This time I'm not gonna press this hard. So I can get a lighter tone. And I'm gonna start a little bit lighter than I actually want it to be because when I blend it, it's gonna look darker. So then I'll blend it together. Okay, and it should be one shade lighter than this one. I'm gonna make this one a little bit darker. Okay, so you can see it, one shade darker. All right, now this one, same thing. I'm gonna make this lighter. I'm gonna hold my pencil further back. It will make it easier to make it lighter. Okay, then this one will be even lighter than that. And this one, I'm gonna barely touch the paper at all. All right, now with my paper towel, I'm gonna fold to a clean spot, okay? And I'm gonna start on the lightest gray first. So blend in circles. If you didn't make it dark enough, you can go back and add some more. You're using the side of your pencil because you don't want to create lines that you can't blend away. Okay, then go to the next one. And I'm gonna keep blending. You can see like this one's a little bit too dark compared to these, so I'm gonna make these darker now. And you're just gonna keep adjusting it until it creates a really nice value scale. There we go. So you can see each one is one shade darker than the previous, and this one is white. Before I move on, I'm going to use my eraser to clean up the edges. So that's blending. Now we can throw this little piece of paper towel away. You don't need it anymore for the rest of this project because all the other ones don't use that. So for hatching, hatching is lines that go one direction. I'm going to start over here with either a 6B pencil or a number 2 pencil, something that's just not the H pencil. You won't be able to get dark enough. And I'm going to do lines, whatever is comfortable for my hand. After each line, I pick my hand up and I do it again using the tip of the pencil, nice and sharp, and just keep layering. And they go that one direction all the way across, don't change directions. Okay. Then I do the same thing. And this time I'm going to leave a little space in between. And I'm not going to press quite as hard. I would use this technique to create fur. It's really good for that. All right. Because the pencil's shiny, they look like they're the same tone, but they're not. I'm actually trying to match the one above it. That's how I'll know if I'm doing it right. So start pressing lighter, getting further apart. For these last two, I'm going to sharpen my pencils so that I can make a finer line, like a pointier line. And for this last one, I'm moving my hand further back on my pencil so I can't press this hard when I draw my lines. Then adjust as you go, check the one above it, and make sure that you're matching up. Hatching's fun. It's one of my favorite ones to do. All right, when you're done with that, next is cross hatching. It's just like hatching, except instead of the lines going just one way, now you cross over them. So I start out by doing hatching. Then I turn my paper and I'm going to go a different direction. And this technique is really, really good to create like a canvas texture or denim. And you don't have to just do this in colored pencil. I mean, in pencil, you can also do these techniques in colored pencil. That, like the row all the way up, you can kind of squint your eyes and make it blur out a little. And then you can see whether or not they match all the way up. And for these last two, again, I'm sharpening my pencil because it's easy to make these a little too dark. Okay, I'm gonna spread them out. I'm not going to press this hard. This one, I'm holding my pencil further back. Hey, you can see so far they match all the way down. All right, scribbling's our last one. So for scribbling, just like all of the others, you're going to be starting out in the black section and then working your way to the lightest. When you do scribbling, we're not just like randomly scratching things in. We're not doing this. Okay, that will look terrible. You're going to do try controlled scribbles. Think about the shape you're trying to make. The scribbling technique is great for doing like the detail in dog noses. Like they have that crackly looking texture. All right, I'm staying inside the lines. And I'm trying also not to make, I'm not making loops that go like this. Like you don't want it to be too super controlled. You want them to kind of like go back and then go over and just kind of work in like a circular motion. It'll be more interesting. It'll look better. You can even get some like zigzags in there too. Okay, but fill that in and try not to lose your texture. Next one's the same thing, but the scribbles are further apart this time. And trying to do a variety of different shapes and sort of keeping it uniform throughout. All right, I'm going to sharpen my pencil for these last two. And this is where if you had an H pencil, it would be awesome to use it right there. Same thing for here. But this one, I'm just going to barely touch the paper. I've moved my hand like way, way back. And adjust them to where you have a really good value scale. And that's what your whole page is going to look like when you're done. So you'll take a picture, turn this in, and we're going to be using this technique on our handprint assignment. So you have to use all of these at least once somewhere on here. So you're going to be filling in the entire page, not the hand. In the hand, you'll put some goals or for your year, but you'll be filling in the entire page using those techniques. So you can start wherever you like. It doesn't really matter. And I feel like if you break up the spaces kind of small, then it's easier to do. So like, I think I'm going to do blending on this one. So I like to start out pressing hard, and it looks like I'm doing lines, but I'm actually doing ovals. So I'm pressing hard at first to do blending. All right. All right, pressing hard at first to do blending, then I'm getting further and further away. I start pressing a lot lighter, a lot lighter. Okay. And you're trying to make a complete value scale in each section. All right, when I go to blend this, I'm not going to start by blending in the dark spot. I'm actually going to start in the lighter spots because I don't want to get the lighter spots dirty and lose them. All right. In a circular motion, start blending towards a darker spot. Find an eraser, clean up my edge. Okay, and that's what you're doing for the entire page. You're using different techniques all throughout. So for this guy, maybe I'll do, I don't know, maybe for this one, I'll do hatching. I like doing hatching. So try to stay inside your lines. When the sections are larger, they're a lot harder to do. So that's why I was telling you to break it up into smaller sections. I think. Oh, you really can't see what I did there. All right, see, I did that whole section in hatching. I could go back and turn that into cross hatching if I wanted to. Maybe I will. And then clean up your edges for your next one so it doesn't interfere. And there you go. So obviously I have more sections than I do techniques. So you can repeat things, but you must use every one of these techniques at least once on your page. Okay, I highly recommend that when you're done with a technique and you've used it at least once, you check it and you check it off. That way you know I still have to do hatching and I still have to do scribbling. And when I do those, I'll check those off and then I'll be able to do whatever I want as far as shading goes for the rest of it. But you're going to fill this entire page except for the hand in shading. Okay, and then for this one, for the hand, you can do color, you can do whatever you would like in the hand. Okay. All right, can't wait to see how they come out. Get those shading value scale worksheets turned in for this assignment and then get started on your hand.